Hello dear students, Jai Hind, good morning. Welcome back to our e-learning program. As you all know, in our last lecture number 1, we were discussing about internal structure of eye. The complete topic number 1, internal structure of eye, and we have at that time also discussed that our eye has got a natural gift of power of accommodation. Understand, that means a complete automatic system and process of changing the focal length of the lens with the help of ciliary muscles. Ciliary muscles are actually responsible for adjusting the focal length of the eye lens, understand, for clear vision. Because when you want to see nearby object or far object, you need to adjust the focal length of your lens according to the requirement, like you do in camera. If you want to take picture from distance, you have to focus your camera. Understand, in camera so there is that mechanical manual system of setting, but we have got a natural gift of adjustment of the focal length of the lens. Okay, dear student, one more thing which I must share with you. Understand, it has been given in material undoubtedly, but I just want to make sure. See, dear student, before we discuss today's topic of defect of vision, I want to share one thing with you. See, dear student, if you observe position of our two eye and position of eye in rest of the animal, you will come to know that there is drastic difference. We have both the eye in front part of our face, which is enabling us, understand, to give wider view of vision. Now, dear student, try to understand. Just by positioning two eye here, if you are getting a wider view of almost 180 degree, means you are able to see a surrounding of 180 degree when your both eyes are open. So those animal, dear student, have two eyes on the side of the face. So they are getting a 360 degree perspective of checking everything in the surrounding. With our one eye, if you just try to understand one thing, with your one eye, you are able to get only 150 degree view of vision, but when you keep your two eyes open, you are getting a wider view of 180 degree. Other animal get around between 270 to 360 degrees Celsius, which give them extra facility to protect themselves. Okay, one more thing, dear student. When you have two eye, if you close your one eye, you will get idea about two dimensions only. But when you are observing the sight in front of you, with both the eyes open, you are getting 3D view, means you will guess and you will come to know about three dimensions already when you keep your both eyes open. Suppose you close your one eye and try to visualize in the room you are standing, you will not get complete idea about the depth. You do it in your room. You stand near one wall. Try to observe the wall on the opposite face with your both eyes open. You are getting a complete idea of the depth. You are standing and the wall which is away from you. Now you do one thing. Constantly without blinking your eye, go on observing the wall and then close your one eye. You will immediately see the difference in the depth. With two eye gives you a three-dimensional view. Two eye gives you one eye gives you only two-dimensional view. You will come to know length and breadth, not depth. Depth can be adjusted only by keeping the two eyes open. Understand? Okay, dear student, let us discuss today's topic number 2, that is defect of vision. Okay, we are taking all this in topic 1 only, defects of vision. That is the topic we are discussing today. Defects of vision. Okay, dear student, what is actually the meaning of this? What do you mean by defect of vision? The topic we are discussing today in our lecture number 2. That is chapter 11, human eye, okay, and colorful world. Human eye and colorful world. Try to understand, dear student, why the defect of vision actually arises in anybody. So that we have to understand by just revising the structure of eye again. You all know the basic structure of eye. What is that? Suppose I draw a simple structure of eye, cornea, okay, dear student? Then retinal screen and optical fiber here. Then I am drawing the iris muscle, the opening which is pupil here. Then lens, the jelly-like material lens is made up of, and these are ciliary muscle which help in adjustment of the focal length of lens. And then we have retina. This is retina, dear student, in short. These are optical nerves, OPN I am writing. This you can call cornea. These are, as you know, iris. This is pupil, okay. These are ciliary muscle and this is lens, okay, dear student. Now, let us try to understand various defects of vision one by one, okay. First, a very basic question which should arise in your mind: why the defect of vision arises in a person? Understand, sometime, dear student, we are understanding like that is hereditary disease. That means if your parents have already the defect of vision, the child will carry the same defect of vision. But one more thing also, I have seen many times this as hereditary disease. Most of the time you see in family, mother or father has defects of, if mother and father has defect of vision, 90% you will see the defect of vision in child also. But remember one thing, there are many reasons for defect of vision. One of the reason is poor dietary habit. When you don't take enough vitamin A in your daily diet, that means the student, when you don't eat proper sufficient amount of green leafy vegetable which gives you vitamin A, you may suffer from this, because vitamin A is essential for good vision of eye. Understand? Sometime with elongated period of time, your process of reading also, when you are not reading in proper light, or you are reading in dull light, or you are reading in extreme bright light, remember my words, Your eye is going to be getting damaged in both the cases, not in one case. If you read in much bright light, it is also going to disturb your eye and you may suffer from defect of vision. If you read in dull light, then also it is one of the reason for causing defect of vision in you. Understand? Poor dietary habit and poor reading habits. Understand? These are going to be an eventual factor in causing defect of vision. Understand? Now actually what happens in defect of vision? So one of the main thing, dear student, which occurs in defect of vision is your ciliary muscles becomes weaker and weaker due to your poor dietary habit or your reading habit for a long period of time. Both the factor are going to affect your ciliary muscles. Now when your ciliary muscle are getting affected, dear student, they lose their efficiency of power of accommodation of the eye lens. They are not able to adjust the focal length of your eye lens according to requirement when you want to see distant object or near object. Now when your eye lens and your ciliary muscles loses the efficiency of power of accommodation, you suffer from various defects of vision. The first we want to discuss today under the title defect of vision is your topic 1.2.1. Understood? That is near sightedness, or we call this defect of vision myopia. Okay, near sightedness, or we call it myopia. When it occurs, dear student, see dear student, I have seen student undoubtedly understanding the meaning of this, but they are not able to write the answer properly. So you should be very accurate enough when we are discussing this. Okay, just catch those important points of highlight needs to be in your answer. Understand? See what happens, dear student, whenever what is actually the meaning of this first? What is near sightedness? Near sightedness means near object nearer to you, nearer to your eye, can be seen very clearly, but objects which are away from you cannot be seen clearly. So when you are preparing short note, dear student, this way you can write some key point. Near object, this way, near and far. This way you should prepare short note point wise. Near object, understand? Near object, then you should write this way, clear. And far object, not clear. This will give you an idea about definition. What is nearsightedness? It is a defect of vision in which near object can be seen clearly, but far object cannot be seen clearly. That is called nearsightedness, or this defect is also known as myopia in medical terms. In medical terms, they generally utilize myopic person, myopia, the nearsightedness. Actually, why this happen? Why you are not able to see far object clearly? So try to understand, dear student, what happens if simple diagram if we draw this way? What happens, okay? Eye lens I saw and direct retina, suppose. What happens, dear student, in myopic person? Myopic person is able to see near object clearly, but is not able to see far object clearly. So what happens in myopic person? Whenever you want to see far object, your eye lens needs to become thinner and thinner to increase its focal length of adjustment so that you are able to see far object clearly. If you are not suffering from this defect of vision, myopia, then what happens when you see or try to see far object, its image is going to fall exactly on your retina. When image falls exactly on retina, it can be clearly seen with complete sharpness. Okay, but here what happens? Eye lens does not become as thinner as required. So what happens? The image of the object, understand, does not fall on retina, but it falls before the retina. Okay, suppose I just show you one or two rays. These are rays coming from distant object. Rather they will converge and meet at fixed point on retina. Suppose I draw one, this is principal axis or axis somewhat. So this ray of light converge before the retina. This is also can be called, understand, and defect of higher convergence. Image is obtained before the retina. Means the image is not exactly falling on retina. Now what happens when the image does not fall exactly on retina? The retinal screen doesn't illuminate. Understand, and you are not able to visualize the object properly. This happens because the eye lens does not become as thinner as required to see the far object. You understood this? How can I correct this defect of vision? So you know, dear student, this has happened. The image has fallen before the retina because of higher convergence. So let us do the opposite of, let us utilize a diverging lens. Okay, suppose I place a lens here, a diverging lens, concave lens. This diverging lens, what it is going to do? It will, when the ray of light fall on it, it will diverge them. You understood this? I am showing the divergence here. And this diverged rays of light then meet exactly on the retinal screen. You understood this? So this way the clear image can be obtained. That means the defect of myopia can be corrected by utilizing concave lens of definite power. Now try to understand, dear student, power word, power of the lens is not a new word for you. You have understood this in standard, in chapter 10, power. Power are of two types, positive power and negative power. So actually what is going to occur here, dear student? The rays of light were converging before the retina. Now you are trying to send them back by complete divergence with the help of concave lens. As a result, because dear student, you are not trying to bring it near, but you are, if near, then it can be called positive, but you are trying to send it back negative. That's why you can call that concave lens has got negative power. You understood this? Because you are sending image back, you are not trying to bring it front. You understood this? So this way the defect can be alleviated. You all students who are studying the topic, you all are suffering from myopia. Whoever person has defect of vision, not able to see far object clearly. You do not need specs to read material near you, but you need specs to see the far object, and you are wearing already a concave lens of negative power. At your home, when you go, or if you are watching the lecture, just take out that subscription given by the doctor of eye checking, where you see left eye, right eye, that is written, and there is written negative number if you verify. Even if somebody asks you that do you have defect of vision, you say yes, I have negative number. Negative number means what? You are utilizing concave lens of appropriate negative power to concentrate the convergence of the image exactly on the retina. You understood? This is called myopia, or can be called nearsightedness. Dear student, no mistake in these two words. Please be precise to handle these two words properly. And which two words? Nearsightedness to be connected with myopia. Students are making sometime mistake when we discuss second defect of vision. I will clarify it with you. Understand, students are getting confused sometime when they are preparing for the final exam, because lots of material gather in mind at that time. They are confused between myopia and hypermetropia. Okay, dear student, be very conscious. Myopia means near sightedness, when you are not able to see far object clearly but able to see the nearby object clearly. You understood this? How can it be removed? It can be removed by wearing concave lens of suitable power. Understand? Power of the concave lens is negative, that you all know very well. Understood? Let us discuss second defect of vision. Okay? That is topic 1.2.2. Either you call it far-sightedness, or you may call it hypermetropia. Hypermetropia. Okay? Farsightedness can be called also hypermetropia. What happens in this particular defect of vision? Here also, dear student, as I told you, two words needs to be very clear. Near object, near and far you should write. Near, understand, not clear. Far, clear. This way you should write first, so that it will not confuse you when you are describing the topic, or when you are understanding the topic, when you are writing the topic. If some keywords you make it in your mind, understand it becomes easy for you to write any short note. Here I have written clear, near and far. Near means near object, far means far object. Here near object not clear, far object clear. What does it mean? A person suffering from this defect of vision is able to see near object clear, is able to see far object clearly, but not able to see near object clearly. Because he is not able to see near object clearly, he is suffering from this defect of vision which we call hypermetropia, or we call it far-sightedness. Understand? Now what to do, dear student? When you are suffering from this defect of vision, actually what happens? Try to understand. When you want to see nearby object, your eye lens has to become thicker to decrease its focal length. When your eye lens become thinner by adjustment by ciliary muscle, it become thicker. Because your eye lens become thicker, its focal length decreases and you are able to see the object quite clearly. But what happens in hypermetropic person? This is what is happening, that the ciliary muscle has become weaker, not able to adjust the focal length of the eye lens. As a result, means ciliary muscle are not capable to adjust the thickness of the eye lens and the focal length. As a result, what happens, dear student? If we just verify at that time, now if it is going to happen that you are suffering from hypermetropia, understand, then the rays of light falling on your lens are not able to concentrate, understand, exactly on the retina, but they feel complete divergence, and it seems to be they are meeting away, means behind the retina. Try to understand, dear student, because image is falling behind the retina, you are not able to see the image clearly. You are able to see image but not with clear distinction. Okay, so this is defect known as far-sightedness or hypermetropia. Here, dear student, the image has gone beyond the retina. Try to understand, because of higher divergence, the image has gone behind the retina. Now what we need to do is that we want to bring that image nearer to retina so that it will fall exactly on the retina. So dear student, because you are trying to not to send the image away, but you are trying to bring the image nearer, understand, so you require a lens of positive power which will aid you, which will give you more convergence of the ray so that the image will fall exactly on the retina. So that is called convex lens. Understood, dear student? Convex lens has positive power. It will always strive for creating more convergence. Here what happens, because if you utilize a convex lens of proper suitable power, because convex lens has positive power, it will create more convergence of the lens, and as a result the image will exactly fall on retina. Understood? So dear student, any person suffering from farsightedness, or you can call any hypermetropic person, has to wear convex lens of positive power for higher convergence. In myopia, concave lens of negative power for higher divergence. It is just a question of higher divergence or higher convergence. Person suffering from hypermetropia, you should remember, is wearing convex lens of suitable power. Okay dear student, these two defects of vision, one is myopia and another is hypermetropia. One more thing I want to share dear student, this person suffering from farsightedness, means hypermetropic person, is able to see far object clearly, means his far point of view hasn't changed, it remain infinity, understand, but his near point of view for eye has changed, it has gone beyond 25 centimeter. Is it clear in your mind? That's why such person, you know what is the normal, what is the near point of vision for normal eye? 25 centimeter, you know, you keep anything 25 centimeter away, you can immediately able to read it, but here it increases dear student, because that near point of view increases. If you want to see any object, it has to be brought nearer to your eye, then and then you are able to see it. You understood? This is called farsightedness or hypermetropia. What happens in that? Just now we discussed myopia, or we call nearsightedness. There your far point of view get damaged, understand, and far point of view reduces and come nearer to you, means you are able to see distinct object to some distance. More than that you are not able to visualize them clearly. You understood this? Now dear student, we discuss third defect, okay, presbyopia. I am writing it here only. 1.2.3. Next defect of vision, presbyopia. Presbyopia, okay. What happens dear student in this defect of vision, presbyopia? Actually presbyopia means, to be in simple word, both the defect of vision, understand, occurring simultaneously in your eye, myopia and hypermetropia. But presbyopia generally dear occurs with the aging factor. As you become, understand, older and older, this defect of vision can arise in your eye. You are myopic as well as you become hypermetropic, means you are not able to see far object clearly, not able to see near object clearly, means your near point of view has increased and your far point of view has decreased, and you suffer from this defect of vision. Understand, many reasons dear students, sometimes your eye lens also become rigid and it does not possess that flexibility to adjust the focal length. With the aging process, the eye lens does not remain as flexible as in your young age or middle age. It also loses its elasticity and flexibility. As a result also dear student, your eye lens is not going to adjust focal length in any way, either for seeing the near object, either for seeing the far object. So when your eye lens is not capable of adjusting the focal length, at that time you are suffering from both defect of vision, which we call presbyopia. Understand? Presbyopia can be corrected very easily, dear student, by wearing specs containing both the types of, understand, lenses. Actually, suppose specs we draw, dear student. Understand, if you see the specs of a person suffering from presbyopia, understand, you will see this way the half part is divided. Understand, the upper part possess concave lens of negative power, the lower part possess convex lens of positive power. You understand, this is going to help you to see far object. That means to alleviate your defect of myopia, and this is going to help you to see the nearby object more clearly, means it will help you to alleviate the effect of hypermetropia. But nowadays they are designing bifocal lens, which we sometimes call progressive lens. Initially, if you were your grandfather or grandmother wearing such type of specs, so you can distinctly see both the type of lenses, upper half concave, lower half convex, upper half to remove myopia, lower half to remove hypermetropia. But nowadays, as with the advancement of science, progressive lenses are available in the market. If a person is wearing progressive lens, which are no doubt designed by making an assembly of concave and convex lens only, but at first view you are not able to visualize this demarcation line between concave lens and convex lens. It looks like the person is wearing only one type of lens, which we call bifocal or progressive lens, where also two lenses assembly is prepared in such a way that the viewer first when see, they are not able to guess, but the upper half is concave lens and the lower half is convex lens. That way they have designed it. You understood this? So this is presbyopia, defect of vision. You must have seen one thing, as I told you, dear student, with the passage of time and with the aging process, your eye lens loses its flexibility. As eye lens loses its flexibility, you start suffering from both the defect of vision, which we call presbyopia. Okay? And bifocal lens can be utilized. Sometimes, dear student, your eye lens is damaged to such a level that your eye lens loses total flexibility. Understand? That means it is not able to adjust the focal length anyhow at all. So at that time, dear student, the only option left for us is surgery, which we sometime, you must have hoardings also, you must have read and you must have heard the people speaking, understand, stitchless surgery with the help of laser, or in somewhere in market you read phaco surgery method. What is that actually? So with the help of laser, they are trying to remove this original lens, which has gone unflexible and rigid. So it is to be melted and in liquid form it is taken out. Understand? And with this ciliary muscle, another lens is adjusted, which will join with the ciliary muscle and start working accordingly. You understand, dear student? But at that time, if your eye lens get much damaged to irreparable level, at that time the surgery remains the only option to be carried out to remove that defect of vision. Understand? But in market today, progressive lenses are available. Understand? That's a great gift of science, which will not allow the other person in front of you to guess that you are suffering from both the defect of vision. Sometimes, dear student, when our eyelids become more thicker and thicker, means it become denser, loses its flexibility and rigidity, we call it we also call it cataract. So that cataract means we have to remove that defective eye lens which has lost the power of accommodation completely. So that is to be utilized, understand, for proper focusing of image on the retina. So dear student, we have discussed in today's lecture how many defects of vision we have discussed in today's lecture. 3 defects of vision. First, that is hypermetropia. Before that, myopia we have discussed. Then we have discussed hypermetropia. Myopia means nearsightedness. Hypermetropia means farsightedness. And when you suffer from both the defect of vision all together, we can call it presbyopia, okay, cataract, which where the lens which has lost the flexibility needs to be removed. Okay, dear students, so in today's lecture we have discussed completely regarding defect of vision. Okay, your homework for today's lecture from our section सवाल हमारा जवाब तुम्हारा. Your homework for today's lecture will be, you have to write question number 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. This is your homework, okay? I am just mentioning here only. Question number 6 to 10. From which section you know सवाल हमारा जवाब तुम्हारा. Okay, to be written once and learn thoroughly. Okay, dear student, thank you very much.